March Magic was and is in the air everywhere in Michigan as the boys basketball championships wound down across the Great Lakes State. In the Class D quarterfinal, defending champion Tri-Unity Christian of Wyoming trailed Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard by a point in the closing seconds before sophomore star Bryan Foltice went end-to-end to score at the buzzer and keep the defenders alive for another day.
You're unbelievable.
The Michigan High School Athletic Association and Pass Sports present the Boys Basketball Finals. The MHSAA On Pass is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, promoting healthy eating habits through the Sports Nutrition Award Program.
From the Jack Breslin Student Event Center in East Lansing, the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Farm Bureau Insurance present the Boys Basketball State Championships. This is the Class D game between the Chargers of Detroit East Catholic and the Defenders of Wyoming Tri-Unity High School. Hello again, everyone. I'm Rick Berkey alongside for a big day of championship action here on Pass. You'll see it live. You'll see it here all day long. We get ready to crown 4 state champions. We mentioned the D game. Let's look out at the whole schedule for the day. We start out, in fact, our first 3 games match teams from the east side of the state against teams from the west side. In Class D, you saw that one. Class C, following this game immediately, 3 Oaks River Valley and Redford Bishop Borges go at it. Then at 4 o'clock this afternoon, the Class A matchup between Ottawa Hills of Grand Rapids and Detroit Redford. And then the Class B finale tonight between Detroit Country Day and the Wildcats of Albion High School. But we start out in Class D, and we should mention right away that each team survived but barely a scare earlier in the tournament. East Catholic squeezed past Oakdale Christian of Auburn Hills in the regional finals. And Tri-Unity Christian needed the last-second buzzer beater you saw to get past Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard in the quarterfinals. For a closer look at the 2 Class D teams, let's send it down to the floor. The 2 gentlemen who will call the action, that will be Mark Crawford and John Spooner.
And thank you, Rick Berkey, and welcome courtside. We add our words of welcome to an audience across the state on Pass Television for what will be a great day of high school hoops. And there are some real surprise matchups we're going to bring to you today, but John Spooner, this first one ain't one of them. No surprise here.
Not at all, Mark. You've got the most dominant team on the west side of the state, the defending state champions, Wyoming Tri-Unity, and the most dominant team, Detroit East Catholic, on the east side of the state. No question that both these teams deserve and have played well to get here.
And yet these 2 clubs are really nothing alike. We're going to see an interesting contrast in styles in this first ball game.
Well, Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian loves to get the up-tempo game. They'd like this game to be in the 60s or the 70s. The contrast for Detroit East Catholic, they'd love to keep the game in the 40s. They've won a game this year, Mark, 37 points to 22, and this is a team that likes to slow it down, likes to pound the ball inside, and they want to control the tempo that way.
All right, let's tell folks about our key ball players in this one, beginning first with Detroit East Catholic and a great young ball player, a super guard, Andrew Mitchell.
Well, Coach Dave Souls have said that Andrew Mitchell is the best player that East Catholic has ever had, and remember, that includes 7 state championships in the past. He's a young man that averages 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. In the semifinals, he had 26 points and 7 rebounds. He is the most dominant player on East Catholic's team, and it's very important for him to get on track right away.
And the number 1 player, the guy you say is the key for Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian, also a guard, Bryan Foltice.
Well, Mark, the state of Michigan might tell Bryan Foltice, you're not old enough to drive a car yet, but Coach Mark Keeler says, I'll give you the keys to my team anytime. You saw the opening credits. This young man took a coast-to-coast layup reminiscent of Tyus Edney 2 years ago and Cameron Dollar a couple nights ago for UCLA, and Tri-Unity Christian hopes that Bryan Foltice will do the same thing and bring a state championship to them today.
All right, we got a good one to start things off in Class D. Rick Berkey?
Thank you, gentlemen. It should be a good one, and we'll be back with the starting lineups in just a moment. Stay with us. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Back at the Breslin Center, just moments away from the Class D championship, you see the defenders of Tri-Unity at the lower portion of your screen in the blue and white jersey. Meanwhile, on the far side, East Catholic in their green and white, which certainly fits right in well here with our host all weekend long, Michigan State University. There's a look at Dave Soles, the veteran and legendary coach of Detroit East Catholic. Check out how they got here. First of all, we mentioned that regional final thriller in which they nipped an excellent team from Oakland Christian by 2 points. Then they were strong in their win over Fowler in the quarters, and just as impressive over a very fine Detour team in the semifinals 2 days ago. Meanwhile, for the Tri-Unity Christian defenders, and they are the defenders, of course, the champs, as they get ready, look in the regional finals, they defeated Menden by 16 points, and then they had that incredible finish there over an excellent team from Gabriel Richard of Ann Arbor, a 1-point thriller in which Bryan Foltice went end-to-end to score at the buzzer to get them into the semifinals, where they knocked off a gutsy team from Onekama by 8 points. And the key point in that game, of course, was that Bryan Foltice had 4 fouls on him in that game, late in the third quarter rather, and was forced to sit for much of the fourth quarter, yet the team pulled away while he was on the bench. That certainly had to be a big boost of encouragement for him. So we're just getting ready for 4 straight champions to be crowned here live on Pass. Right now, let's send it down to public address announcer Eric Forseth.
At this time, we invite you to stand. Gentlemen, please remove your caps and join us in the singing of our national anthem. Featuring today, Andrew Bielski, Angela Hodgins, Andrew McLemore, and Annie Mitchell of Okemos High School's Samanco Singers. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose blood stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Michigan State University welcomes you to the Breslin Student Event Center for today's final game in the 1997 Michigan High School Athletic Association Class D Boys Basketball Tournament. High school sports are a privilege to play and a privilege to watch. A privilege that depends on responsible conduct in school hallways, classrooms, and playing fields. A privilege that depends on good sportsmanship. Good winners, good sports are winners because they understand their responsibilities on and off the playing surface. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for today's game between the Chargers of Detroit East Catholic and the defenders of Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian. For East Catholic, at forward, 5'10" junior, number 30, Lawrence Hall. For Tri-Unity at forward, 6'2" junior, number 4, Rob Dykstra. The other forward for the Chargers, 6'1" senior, 42, Mark Harkins. For Tri-Unity, at forward, 6'2" sophomore, 34, Jason Nelson. At center for East Catholic, 6'3" senior, 52, Jabari Hendricks. At center for the defenders, 6'6" senior, 22, Kyle Moss. For East Catholic, at guard, 5'10" sophomore, 22, Raphael Ball. For Wyoming Tri-Unity at guard, 6' sophomore, number 11, Bryan Foltice. For East Catholic at guard, 6' senior, 40, Andrew Mitchell. For Tri-Unity at guard, 6' junior, number 12, Matt Dykstra. The head coach of Detroit East Catholic, Dave Scholes. Head coach of Tri-Unity Christian, Mark Keeler. Your officials for today's game, Michael Knabush, Perry Wakely, and James David. The alternate, Tony Payne.
You got to look at the officials there getting ready for the game. What an honor for the officials as well. They work hard all week or all year long and get ready to enjoy a championship assignment. Let's go back down courtside for the tip-off.
All right, thank you, Rick Berkey. Here again, our look at the starters. And John Spooner, one thing that Tri-Unity may be the defending state champ, but one thing to note there, that's not the same 5 who started last year here.
The only player that started is the sophomore, Bryan Foltice. The rest of the players got very little time playing last year's state championship team. And on that starting lineup for Tri-Unity, probably the most improved player, and importantly so, is Kyle Moss, the center. For East Catholic, they've got 2 seniors, Andrew Mitchell and Jabari Hendricks. Those are the 2 key players for East Catholic, Mark. If Jabari Hendricks can get his inside game going, he could create some problems for Tri-Unity.
As we stand on the floor, getting underway down low, East Catholic will go 5'10", 6'1", 6'3", Tri-Unity 6'2", 6'2", 6'6".
It's that inside game of Tri-Unity, their ability to get it inside and then kick it outside. They've got 3 outstanding shooters in Foltice and Rob Dykstra, Matt Dykstra, and Jason Nelson. All 4 of them can hit the outside shot.
Tip is controlled by Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian. Our Class D state championship game underway. Glad you're with us from the Breslin Center in East Lansing. And first on the board, Tri-Unity Christian, Bryan Foltice.
Mark, that was a big basket. In the semifinals on Thursday night, Tri-Unity was 3 for 17 in the first quarter. This is a team that normally shoots 50% from the field, so that's a great sign for Tri-Unity. Foltice getting his first shot off.
You can see already that tempo as Tri-Unity Christian got it up quickly, and East Catholic says we'll take our time. Jumper left side, no, but an offensive board. Second opportunities here for East Catholic. And third opportunities don't go, and the Tri-Unity Christian boards.
Tri-Unity needs to do a better job boxing out in defense. They've got the height advantage, but East Catholic a lot more physical inside, and they can create opportunity offensively.
Bryan Foltice trying to work some one-on-one. The ball goes out of bounds, and last touched by Tri-Unity. East Catholic will get it back. We've played about a minute. 2-0, Tri-Unity Christian out front.
Good pressure on the ball by Lawrence Hall. The book on Bryan Foltice is play his left hand, force him right, and that's exactly what Lawrence Hall did that time, got the turnover for Tri-Unity.
With the basketball, the sparkling star for East Catholic goes right to the hoop, does Andrew Mitchell, and he's fouled.
Mark, if you're a young player like Andrew Mitchell and you know that a team you're playing has some big players inside, the key for you is to attack early and quickly. That time he did just that. You see the penetration here going inside. Kyle Moss a little bit late getting over, picks up the foul. But that's exactly what Andrew Mitchell has to do. He has to attack the big guys for Tri-Unity.
East Catholic on the board now after the Andrew Mitchell free throw. Young man averages 20 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals a game.
He had 26 points and 7 rebounds in the semifinal win over Detour on Thursday night.
And we are even at 2-2. Token full court pressure from East Catholic.
Again, part of that tempo control game for East Catholic. Slow the ball down, force the players from Tri-Unity to bring it up slowly.
Jumper by Dykstra off the mark, and East Catholic controlling the boards here early. Triple is wide by Mitchell, offensive board, and double dribble, say the officials. Jabari Hendricks got his hands on the basketball down low, but double dribbles.
That's 4 offensive rebounds already in the first quarter. One of the keys for Tri-Unity is they absolutely must control the defensive boards. Got to look for Jason Nelson to get his hands on the ball. He has yet to be able to shoot outside. Rob Dykstra, not known for the outside three-pointer, but they left him wide open and he knocks it down. Rob Dykstra, a very emotional player, Mark, sometimes a little bit out of control, but he has enough talent to get back into the game.
These two coaches feel a little differently about the tray. Mitchell has it knocked away. Tri-Unity coach Mark Keeler, I think, is comfortable with most of his starters trying them, and Dave Souls told you what, I don't even keep track of them. I hate them so much.
We asked him for three-point stats, and Dave Souls, East Catholic coach, says, I don't even want them. There's Dykstra inside, big offensive boards. That's a rare miss by Matt Dykstra. Second leading three-point. He's had eight three-pointers in a game to set the school record.
Well, working hard on the offensive boards, Tri-Unity Christian, and finally East Catholic comes away with it.
Team quickness, team size is the advantage of Tri-Unity. They can use that to get the inside position. They will come away successful.
5-2, Tri-Unity leads, but we have a foul as Mitchell on the drive, and we'll see if it's a shooting foul.
Again, you see the strategy, great crossover dribble, good first step, drives in, attacks the inside. Matt Dykstra picking up the foul. But again, that's what East Catholic Andrew Mitchell has to do, because Mark, he'll draw the defense to him, and then he'll be able to dump it off to someone else open.
East Catholic yet to score from the field in this one. 5:03 to play in the first quarter. Tri-Unity Christian 5, East Catholic 3. All 3 of their points free throws from Andrew Mitchell.
This young man has led his team in scoring 6 out of the 7 playoff games in this run.
And Tri-Unity with a 2-point lead in the basketball. Mitchell gambled on the steal, and big contact down low as Dykstra goes to the hoop.
Matt Dykstra immediately recognized the size advantage. His quickness versus the size of Mark Harkins. You see him take the step inside. East Catholic a little bit late getting down. That's the team quickness that we're talking about. Harkins coming over and getting a blocking foul, and I mean a serious blocking foul.
Both these clubs pretty good free throw shooting teams normally. 71% on the season for Tri-Unity Christian, 69% for East Catholic, but both struggled in the semifinals.
Well, you got to remember that East Catholic has not been here since 1990, so none of these players have been at this level, and 4 of the 5 starters for Tri-Unity Christian did not play a whole lot in last year's state championship. So both teams coming out a little bit nervous here at the beginning of the first quarter.
Triple try is off the mark. Another offensive board for East Catholic, and a foul as they fight for the rebound, and it looks like it's going to be Jabari Hendricks picking up the personal.
Well, you see the inside size of East Catholic, but a good job boxing out by Tri-Unity. Jabari picks up his first personal foul mark. It's very important for East Catholic that he stays out of foul trouble.
Early on, East Catholic 0 for 7 from the field.
Great box out there by Jason Nelson. The second sophomore that starts for Tri-Unity. They start 2 sophomores, 2 juniors, and the lone senior, Kyle Moss.
Triple try, and nothing but the bottom of the strings for Bryan Foltice.
And Kyle Moss came out and set a great screen at the 3-point range, and nobody rotated off of him, and Foltice knocked down the 3 and tried to draw the foul.
5 for Foltice, 9-3 the Tri-Unity lead. Still no field goals for East Catholic, and finally Jabari Hendricks ends the drought. They've had some great looks at the basket down low and inside. That's the first one they've managed to connect on.
Well, Tri-Unity has not yet figured out how to keep the size out of the middle for the offensive boards.
Boy, nice leaner just will not fall for Foltice, and here comes East Catholic. 9-5, Tri-Unity Christian by 4 with 3:30 to play in the first quarter. And East Catholic gets the ball in the hands of Andrew Mitchell.
They'd like to slow down the tempo. Andrew Mitchell with the ball. Try to attack. If not getting it inside, then look for the outside jumper.
Well, Boy, nice dish inside. And kick back outside for the tray. Lawrence Hall hits the 3, and we've got a 1-point game.
The teams have a tendency with East Catholic, of course, Mark, to focus on Andrew Mitchell. And if you do that and leave the other players open, they can hurt you. That time, Lawrence Hall getting a good look from the basket outside, knocking down the three-pointer.
East Catholic, good man-to-man defense.
See the high post screen by Kyle Moss.
Foul on the drive, an offensive foul going to be called on Tri-Unity Christian.
That time East Catholic did a great job rotating off the screen, got their feet set. To the big guy coming over, gets his feet set before Foltice left the ground. Excellent call by the official.
Shooting stats early on here from the field. Tri-Unity Christian shooting 38%, East Catholic 20%. Three-point arc, East Catholic 1 of 4, Unity Christian is 2 of 5. 9-8 our score, Tri-Unity Christian by a point, 2.5 to play first quarter from Breslin. Mark Crawford, John Spooner, glad you're with us. Class D state championship game. Boy, right into the bench, the big guy, Mark Harkins, takes a seat on the wrong sideline.
I think he took out Jason Nelson along with him, and Rob Dykstra was sitting right there on the bench. He got plastered. And watch the guys clear out of the way. Whoa! And there's some controversy here as to who touched it last.
The officials are going to talk it over. East Catholic is being handed the ball, and the Tri-Unity Christian folks, of course, say, now he carried the ball out of bounds. And a good job by the officials to talk it over and switch the call.
Well, this is the first time, Mark, in the finals, and it started in the quarterfinals, that we've had 3 officials in the championship game, and they did the right thing. They conferred with each other and made the correct call.
Tri-Unity Christian, a 1-point lead and the basketball. Working against pressure, and the takeaway by East Catholic. On the break, Andrew Mitchell lost his footing and couldn't catch up with the basketball. 4 turnovers on Tri-Unity Christian, 3 now on East Catholic. End of the ball game for East Catholic. You see Michael White. And he's going to pressure the ball.
So far we've seen Bryan Foltice being the prime focus of Tri-Unity's offense. I'd like to see him try to get inside to Kyle Moss and work the ball around. Jason Nelson has not been able to shoot. John Ajema is now into the game, number 24 for Tri-Unity, as well as John Middle. So they've got to get somebody else with the ball, somebody else active other than Bryan Foltice. Triple goes. John Ajema, I'm telling you something, Mark. This young man is a senior. He started most of the games at the beginning of the year, but he's been put on the bench in favor of Jason Nelson, a sophomore. But there's a credit to that young man as a senior coming off the bench, state championship game. He's ready to play. Knocks down the 3.
Mitchell tries a long bomb the other way, doesn't fall, and Tri-Unity Christian has the board. 12-8, Tri-Unity Christian out front. As you can see, just over a minute to play first quarter. Pull-up jumper by John Middle as the bench coming into play for Tri-Unity Christian.
That will also be another key factor in this game, is the bench strength of Tri-Unity Christian versus the bench of East Catholic.
6-point lead for the defenders. And they've got a board inside. Kyle Moss, second rebound. Looks to me like East Catholic is trying to really work Foltice and make him expend some energy just to get the ball to midcourt, huh?
Well, that's right, but you got to remember, here's the guy right there, Matt Dykstra. He can handle the ball. And Tri-Unity doing a good job being patient, looking for the open shot. They love the inside-outside game if they can get it to work.
Off the mark on the jumper, and the rebound belongs to East Catholic with just inside 20 seconds left first quarter.
It'll be no surprise who handles the ball here at the end of the first quarter. Andrew Mitchell looking for an opening. Tri-Unity, you see 4 players clogging the lane. They're not going to give him the penetration.
Jumper in the corner partially blocked, and they won't get anything off.
Great block by John Ajema. Came out in the flash and got the tip.
We have finished 1 quarter from the Breslin Center. 6-point lead, Tri-Unity Christian.
One quarter down in the Class D championship game. Rick Berkey joined by our guest analyst Marshall Thomas. And Marshall, a 6-point lead for Tri-Unity. A lot of talk goes about their all-state sophomore Bryan Foltice, but really balance is a bigger word than people realize against the defenders.
Most certainly. You know, coming into this finals, they've got 4 players averaging in double figures and a 5th one who's about 9. That makes them a very, very difficult team to guard because you can't key on anyone in particular.
From East Catholic's standpoint, they got some second chances, some offensive rebounds early, but weren't able to convert. If they continue to get those, that's got to be good news for the Chargers.
It's got to be. I think that the first quarter indicates that this is going to be a game throughout for the whole 4 quarters. What this whole weekend has been about with all of the given basketball games up to this point in time. I would think that East Catholic has got to get a few more guys involved other than Mitchell in their center, while right now Tri-Unity has got everybody involved.
Marshall, we look forward to your comments at halftime as well. Right now for the second quarter, let's send it back down courtside once again. Mark and John.
All right, thanks Rick Berkey and Marshall Thomas. Here is that last shot as we finished quarter number 1. Michael White in the corner.
And coming across, John Ajema did a great job recognizing the shooter, got his hand on the ball. John Ajema, senior off the bench coming in. He's ready to play. Great sign for Tri-Unity Christian. Get that bench strength involved.
Well, and John Spooner, it sounds like Marshall Thomas is definitely watching the same game we are and says you need to get more people involved if you are East Catholic.
Well, Kyle Moss has not yet touched the ball inside. There's that pressure now for East Catholic.
Back-to-back buckets.
They changed that pressure up. You remember before was dropping back at half court. Now it's more intense. Man-to-man, they forced that turnover. Easy layup.
Triple try by Tri-Unity Christian. Jason Nelson drills it. 17-12 is your score.
Jason, a sophomore, averaging 10 points a game, led his team with 19 points in the regional semifinals. Just so many weapons for this Tri-Unity Christian team, Mark. Any one player on the floor can certainly hurt you.
Andrew Mitchell, the pull-up jumper from 6. He's got 5, and we've got a 3-point game at 17-14. Pressure by East Catholic.
They picked up the defensive pressure just a little bit. They're now man-to-man. They've gotten out of the zone. Look to see if Tri-Unity can get it inside.
Turnover on Tri-Unity Christian. East Catholic has it back. 6 turnovers now on Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian.
Mark Keeler now putting in back Matt Dykstra and Kyle Moss. I'm sure he had a little talk with Kyle Moss, telling Kyle, you got to be a little bit stronger inside. You can't let the big fella push you around. Assert yourself offensively and defensively, and look to see what happens with Kyle Moss now coming to the game.
Yeah, Moss and Jabari Hendricks have been going pretty good underneath.
Mark Keeler's 10th year, 160 wins at Tri-Unity Christian. Tri-Unity, Mark, only 10 years old as a school.
On the other bench, as much experience as anybody's got in the state. 25 years for Dave Souls at East Catholic. 7 state titles and 460 victories. Held ball, and the arrow is pointing the direction of Tri-Unity Christian. 17-14 they lead. 6:15 to play here in the first half from the Breslin Center. Glad you're with us. There you see the bodies banging and the battling inside.
Well, as a coach, you always love to see players getting down on the floor. Jason Nelson, a sophomore, leading that charge on the floor. Tri-Unity on the alternate possession will be able to inbound the ball. Bryan Foltice back into the game for Tri-Unity. Matt Dykstra, number 12, has also been a little bit quiet for Tri-Unity here in this half so far. Oh, they missed Kyle Moss, wide open inside.
By Foltice, the sophomore, has 7 on the game, and the lead is 5 for Tri-Unity Christian.
When East Catholic goes to that zone defense, Mark, they spread it out. Bryan Foltice, recognizing the lane, took the great first step and got the easy layup.
Mitchell has it knocked away on the drive by Tri-Unity Christian. 10 on the floor right now for East Catholic. Hall, Hendricks, Mitchell, White. and Davis. Dykstra, Nelson, Moss, Foltice, and Dykstra, the 5 for Tri-Unity Christian. Pull-up jumper off the iron. Strong offensive board and a foul underneath.
And there's the strength and size advantage for Tri-Unity inside. Rob Dykstra, 6'2" junior, had great position. He's the emotional spark. You see him establishing a position inside, had the presence of the mind, pump fake once, got Hall up into the air. Dykstra going to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Boy, there will be no cheap buckets underneath in this one. Very physical.
59% for the season. Rob Dykstra free throw. Had a season high mark of 14 points in the regional finals. A lot of people talk about Bryan Foltice leading this team in scoring, and rightfully so. But Tri-Unity has 3 separate players during the playoff run that has led their team in scoring. 4 players have had their season highs during the tournament, including this man, Rob Dykstra, with 14 points in the regional semis.
Gets them both. And the lead is 7 for Tri-Unity Christian, their largest lead of the game. East Catholic looks like they want to run a little double post stuff down low.
Oh, nice tip by Kyle Moss. Tri-Unity's quickness again showing the advantage defensively.
Be a triple. 3. Michael White drills the 3.
East Catholic not liking the outside shot. The three-pointers really kept them in the game so far this half.
Well, a coach doesn't like him. The players might like him a little more than Dave Souls does, huh?
I think every player likes a 3. That's part of the problem. Again, Kyle Moss just not getting his hands on the ball on the low post. East Catholic doing a great job forcing him out high to the high post.
Well, yeah, defensively, Jabari Hendricks has just been all over him, playing a great game.
Well, Kyle just needs to be patient. He will get his shot, not try to force it. Again, you see the defense of East Catholic forcing the ball up high, keeping it away from the low post middle, where Tri-Unity likes to get that inside-outside game working.
Nice patience by Tri-Unity. They find a shot, but brick it.
It's unusual. Jason Nelson, sophomore, 48% from the field.
Big block by Dykstra.
Well, that's Kyle Moss.
Was it Moss?
Block, and that might just get Kyle a little bit sparked up. He leads the team by blocks, and he set a school record with 52 blocks this year so far.
Well, he's posting up down low and calling for the ball. You're right. He says, my time. Goes to the hoop and scores.
You know, when you coach an athlete that's frustrated offensively, Mark, you just simply tell him, play good defense. The defense will eventually give you your offense, and that's what happened there for Kyle Moss. Great inside move, showing his quickness on the baseline.
Long triple try in the corner again by White. This one doesn't go, and the board belongs to Tri-Unity Christian.
Well, after giving up 6 offensive rebounds in the first quarter, here in the second quarter, Tri-Unity has not given up one single offensive rebound yet.
No, right now the story on the board's pretty much even. 13-12 right now. East Catholic has a 1 rebound lead. On the scoreboard, it's 23-17, Tri-Unity Christian.
Well, now Tri-Unity getting the inside active. There's Kyle Moss. Great post-up move. Jabari Hendricks deciding to front him. Moss doing a good job. And here's that defensive block by Kyle Moss. Gets high up in the air. Credit Matt Dykstra. You see him with the ball coming down. He led the fast break up the court for Tri-Unity.
Moss to shoot free throws.
Kyle, the lone senior starter, and only one of 2 seniors on this entire Wyoming Tri-Unity team. 63% from the free throw line. And Markey shoots 68% field goal percentage. This young man gets great shots inside and knows what to do with them when he gets them.
There are your 3-point numbers in this one. Neither club has been shy about firing them up.
A little bit unusual for East Catholic. I don't think Dave Souls likes to see 2 for 9 from the 3-point range.
Right now, that's what's been available to them. Nice job defensively by Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian. There have really not been many good looks inside other than offensive boards. There's another triple. Andrew Mitchell this time.
Andrew Mitchell.
And out of bounds, turnover, Tri-Unity Christian. East Catholic has it back. 24-20, Tri-Unity Christian by 4, but East Catholic has the basketball.
Well, Coach Mark Keeler would love to see East Catholic just shoot outside. Catholic not known for the outside shot. Tri-Unity's defense, as you pointed out, Mark, doing a great job not allowing Andrew Mitchell to penetrate. So what does he do? Knocks down the 3 from outside. The young man is considered one of the best players in the city of Detroit, regardless of the class, and he certainly showed us there.
Adjusts his shot, might have been partially blocked. And Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian comes away with it.
A defensive big man will do that in the middle. He'll force you to think about where he is, and Kyle Moss forced Andrew Mitchell to think about it. Rob Dykstra coming up with a defensive rebound.
Inside 2 minutes to play in the first half. Off-balance jumper doesn't go. Mitchell boards and wants to lead the break. 3-on-2, back to Mitchell, lays it off the glass and it won't fall.
Good hustle by Rob Dykstra. Falling out of bounds. Jason Nelson had his hands ready and got the ball. Good hustle.
Triple by the defenders. Rob Dykstra's tray, and it's back to a 7-point lead. 7 points for Rob Dykstra, and we got a timeout with 1:29 still to play in the first half and a 27-20 Tri-Unity Christian lead. We've got 3 more boys basketball championships to be decided today. The Class C title game immediately follows this one. Then at 4, we'll bring you the Class A hoop finale. And we finish it up at 7:30 with the Class B championship, all here exclusively on Pass Sports. This is Rob Dykstra, and that triple, nobody guarded him, said fine.
Well, it's only his 20th all year long. He's not known for the outside shot. Tri-Unity has 3 other players that shoot outside, but Rob Dykstra apparently has been given the green light, or maybe he hasn't been given the green light by Coach Mark Keeler, but he took it himself.
Might have been one that Mark Keeler said, no, yes.
Yeah. Well, Bryan Foltice has really struggled here in the first half, Mark. East Catholic has focused on him. They have frustrated him to taking some ill-advised shots, but Tri-Unity has so many different ways that they can hurt you. A player like Rob Dykstra coming and shooting the outside 3, not really expected by East Catholic, and Dave Souls has tried to work the team, encouraging them, try to get it inside, try to work the ball, but Tri-Unity's defense, Mark Keeler doing a great job shutting down the inside, forcing East Catholic to shoot outside. Only 40% team field goal for East Catholic, so that's a great strategy by Tri-Unity.
Here comes East. Raphael Ball will work at the point, and Mitchell runs down low. Going to try and come out of a little stack. Oh, almost the takeaway. Good hustle by Jason Nelson. East Catholic got the good inside position, and the big guy's fouled. Jabari Hendricks with the good position. Couldn't get the shot to fall, but he'll get 2.
Talked about offensive boards. That's the first offensive board here in the second quarter. Tri-Unity doing a better job defensively, but Jabari Hendricks is such a big guy. You see him, great position inside, perfect spot up. Got the pump fake. Kyle Moss got up in the air. Jabari Hendricks going to the free throw line, shooting 54% for the season from the free throw line.
Foul is called on Bryan Foltice. That's his second with just over a minute to play in the first half. He's over conferring with Mark Keeler, the head coach from Tri-Unity, and does not appear they'll take him out. They're going to ride the Rapids here this final minute of the first half.
Jabari, 6'3", 230-pound senior, averaging 13 points a game for East Catholic.
Doesn't get either. The rebound belonged momentarily to Andrew Mitchell, and he travels.
Now you'll see full court pressure applied by East Catholic. This is not going to be token pressure. They will try to force the turnover, try to get a trap to the corner if they can.
Clock in the corner there as time remaining in the first half. And another triple try for Tri-Unity Christian, off the mark and out of bounds, and East Catholic will get it back.
That's Matt Dykstra outside. A set shooter doesn't leave his feet when he takes a jump shot. Nobody went out on him. Normally he'll hit that 44% from the three-point range.
Chargers of East Catholic need a bucket. They are down 7. And they get it to the man who can deliver the bucket. Andrew Mitchell, the 6-foot senior, will try three. He's a player. 11 points for Mitchell. Back within 4 comes East Catholic. They're hanging around.
Well, in the semifinal win over Detour, he had 3 of 4 from the three-point range. Andrew Mitchell, Tri-Unity better get out and play him outside, but as soon as they do that, Andrew's got a great drop step, and he'll penetrate inside.
Final seconds here of the first half, and a triple goes for Foltice. Half quarter is fired up as the horn sounds. Foltice has 10, and Tri-Unity Christian will head into the locker room with a 7-point lead.
Well, who better than Bryan Foltice to take the three-point shot, Mark? He struggled a little bit offensively, field goal percentage, but that time he knocked it down, and that's the boost that Tri-Unity needed. A sluggish second quarter for him, going into the halftime with the lead.
This is the MHSAA on pass.
The MHSAA On Pass is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, promoting healthy eating habits through the Sports Nutrition Award Program.
Behind some exceptional three-point shooting, the defenders of Tri-Unity Christian from Wyoming have a 7-point lead over East Catholic's Chargers, and the defenders are certainly that today as they defend their Class D crown, and East Catholic have something to say whether or not the Chargers are able to come back in that second half. Hi again, everyone. Rick Berkey here at halftime of the Class D game. We've got an exciting halftime lined up for you as well. A little bit, we're going to take a look at the Upper Peninsula Individual Wrestling Finals. Those of you who had a chance to see that, enjoyed that. Folks downstate will get a chance to look at it a little bit closer as well. We'll also talk with our guest analyst, Marshall Thomas, get his views on that first half and what he looks for after the intermission as well. And we'll also take a look at some team and individual stats as Mark and John go over who's played exceptionally well in that first half. It has been an exciting first half. We look forward to the second half as well, but you keep with us here at halftime. One of your network sponsors is the United Dairy Industry of Michigan. Back at the Breslin Center, you see Tri-Unity with a 7-point advantage over East Catholic. The first of 4 games we're going to bring you all day long. 8 lucky teams have had a chance to make it to the final day, and 16 teams made it to the semis, and there certainly are no losers at this level. You know, the 8 teams that are here today, though, have a wide variety as far as experience with the finals. 2 teams, Detroit Country Day and B and Tri-Unity of Christian, of course, here in this game, are defending champions. They were here last year. 3 teams, Detroit East Catholic in this game, Bishop Borges in Class C, and Albion in B were at the finals in the late 80s and the early 90s. And 3 teams, one team, Three Oaks River Valley, was here in 1981. Later on in Class A, Ottawa Hills was in the late 60s, here twice, 68 and 69. And Detroit Redford in Class A has never been to the Class A finals until this year. Most MHSAA tournaments are not statewide. There is a separate competition conducted in both the lower and upper peninsulas. We'd like to highlight here at halftime the 1997 Upper Peninsula Individual Wrestling Finals. Here with a report is Scott Fury.
The Upper Peninsula State Individual Wrestling Finals celebrated its 30th anniversary recently in Escanaba. Because just 16 high schools sponsor wrestling north of the bridge, everyone competes in the same tournament regardless of their school's enrollment. 11 of the tournament's top seeds won their weight classes. We'll begin our highlights with the 3 lower seeds who pulled off the upset. At 2:15, Escanaba's Jason King in black put together a great tournament. King, the 4th seed, upset top-seeded Billy Shawaja of Newberry in the semis. Here in the finals, King outlasted 2nd seed Tracy Haffercorn of Norway 5-4. After this missed throw, Haffercorn was penalized for fleeing the mat, and the 1-point penalty was the difference. At 2:75, 2nd seed Jeff Saranowski of Sault Ste. Marie in blue came in with just a 12-1 record. His only loss was a 15-6 setback to top seed Bill Baker of Marquette. This 5-point move at the end of the first period was the difference this time in the 10-6 upset. It was the final match for Saranowski and his father, Sioux coach Ralph Saranowski, who's retiring after 25 years of coaching. At 152, second seed Brian LeClaire of Gladstone in purple came in with a 34-2 record. Both losses were to top seed TJ Pietrantonio of Kingsford. LeClaire used a suffocating cross-body ride for most of the match, including this 2-point near fall midway through the final period to ice the 6-0 win. In other action, Marquette's Charlie Enright in red and black was the meets star, winning his third UP title. He turned Escanava's John Mellinger 3 times but couldn't get the fall and had to settle for the 17-1 win. It was the 131st career victory for Enright, second most in UP history. Iron Mountain's Trinity Blodgett holds the career win record with 143. Blodgett, a 2-time UP champion, finished the year 42-1. His only loss was to Escanava's Peter McGuigan, who he beat here in the finals 5-2. At 125, Gladstone's Joe Larson in purple erased a 3-1 third-period deficit to Menominee's Tyler Tefelsky with his 5-point headlock. Tefelsky eventually worked free late in the match to make it a 6-5 final. At 130, Gwyn's Nathan Todd in the black and gold broke a scoreless tie in the second period by reversing Escanava's Tim Keneally and taking him right to his back. It's Nathan's 38th win of the year and his 5th tournament title. Todd's fall was the first of 4 in the championship round. He's just a sophomore and looks to be an up-and-coming star. As is David Felger of Iron River's West Iron County High School. Felger, in blue, was one of 2 freshmen to win UP titles this year. Felger worked a pair of ankle picks against Gwyn's Matt Baker to gain the 7-5 decision. At 160, Marquette's Andy Manthe in black and red broke open a close 7-4 match here in the second period with his throw of St. Ignace's Don Rickley. Earlier in the day, Rickley, the 3rd seed, upset 2nd seed Dave Wassey of Westwood, but there would be no comeback this time. It was Manthe's 2nd UP title, coming just 27 seconds into the second period. Manthe's teammate Brian Baker dominated the 171-pound weight class. He wasted little time in earning 2 near falls in the first period against Menominee's Nash Myers. Then, with a 7-0 lead to start the second period, Baker worked this reversal into a cradle for a pin, and the match was over 18 seconds into that period. At 189, Escanava's Chris DeTiege had little trouble with Negauntee's Gary Little. DeTiege got out fast, cradling Little in the first period. He ended the match with an armbar combination in the second. It was DeTige's 2nd UP title, this one a fall at 308. DeTiege finished a great career with an even 100 wins. His only loss this year was to a Wisconsin state champion. The final 3 champions were freshman Brad Elliott of Gladstone at 103, Westwood junior Brad Christian at 112, and West Iron County's Bo Baumgartner at 145.
Thank you, Scott Fury, and congratulations to all those who participated in the Upper Peninsula Wrestling Finals. We've still got a lot more to come here at halftime of the Class D Championship game. You see Tri-Unity on top by 7. First half analysis with Marshall Thomas coming. Stay with us. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Joined again by Marshall Thomas here at halftime of the Breslin Class D. And Marshall, let's take a look at some first half highlights and try to analyze what we saw, at least the first half. And Mark and John, first of all, we see the penetration by Foltice for Brad Dykstra.
You know, right now, if you'll note, all throughout the whole first half, Tri-Unity has had excellent floor balance, again, which leads to the fact that it makes it very, very difficult for them to be guarded.
On the other side of the floor, they collapse on defense.
They play very, very good team defense, which right now is causing the individual talented players of East Catholic some problems because they need to also do the same type of a thing, keep the floor balanced. They're going to need a little bit more, perhaps, of penetration and then dishing it back out.
Kyle Moss with the block there, and now Kyle does it on the offensive end.
Kyle works very, very hard on the inside. When he's not open at the beginning, he still continues to work. And because this is a team-oriented game, he knows that he's going to eventually get the ball if he gets open.
Fortunately, East Catholic has the veteran expertise of Dave Souls on the sideline to help him stay together for the second half.
That's one of the big keys. Souls has won 7 state championships. Maybe any of his present players haven't been there, but he has won 7, so he knows what to do.
We'll keep it here because you are watching the MHSAA on Pass. Two quarters still to play for the Class D crown. Let's send it down courtside for stats, Mark Crawford and John Spooner.
Okay, thanks, Rick Berkey. And here a quick look at your halftime stats. We are just about set to get underway second half. 30-23, Tri-Unity Christian out front. John?
Well, the first thing that jumps out at you is the field goal percentage. East Catholic only 30%. They shoot 40% for the season. They need to improve on that. The rebound factor is even. However, of the 15 rebounds for East Catholic, Mark, 10 of those are offensive, and Tri-Unity has got to do a better job of the defensive boards.
Yeah, on the other hand, East Catholic has 10 offensive boards, but only 4 points to show for those 10 boards.
Andrew Mitchell, of course, no surprise. He averages 20 points a game. But look at his field goal percentage. 3 for 12. Credit the defense at Tri-Unity forcing those many field goals. Bryan Foltice, 4 for 9, 10 points. He's leading the team. Forced maybe a few shots in the first half. Look for Tri-Unity to get some other players involved in the offensive action.
All right, and on the alternate possession, the Chargers of East Catholic get the basketball to start half number 2, trailing by 7. Class D state championship on the line. About 25 minutes after we finish this one, the Class C state championship game coming up. Jerome Washington, I think, on the bucket. Back within 5 comes East Catholic. On the drive. Ball is knocked away, and we've got a foul. 10 on the floor right now for Tri-Unity Christian, the 5 who started. Dykstra, Nelson, Moss, and Foltice. For East Catholic, Hall, Hendricks, Ball, Mitchell, and Washington.
Great example of team quickness. Bryan Foltice seeing the opening lane in the zone. Took the ball to the middle. Lawrence Hall, a little bit late getting across, picks up the foul. Foltice on the free throw line, shooting 93% for the season. He set a school record this year, Mark, with that free throw percentage.
Well, you're right. That's amazing in high school. Get over 90% from the charity stripe, and it's not that he wasn't there a lot. 87 of 93, I think, on the season. See the strategy now for East Catholic. They've got Raphael Ball bringing the ball up court, hoping that Mitchell can get open without the ball. But defensive Tri-Unity reacting to that, forcing the outside shot again, and Mitchell gets it. The triple off the glass, 32-28. Tri-Unity doing what they want to do, keeping the middle shut down. But Mitchell doing a great job spotting up for the outside jumper. 14 points for Andrew Mitchell now to lead East Catholic, in fact lead all scorers. But Tri-Unity leads the ball game by 4. And there's a takeaway. Jabari Hendricks going to lead the break. That's a great job by Tri-Unity defense, getting back
not allowing Jabari Hendricks to get the ball into the middle. Good team defense.
And Jabari will try to fade away and drops it.
Well, he didn't get the layup earlier on the transition, so he just waited around, was patient, took the nice 12-foot jumper.
6 points now for Jabari Hendricks as East Catholic tries to get him into the offense. And they're back within 2 at 32-30.
Well, Andrew Mitchell has said that a lot of teams don't respect the other teammates on this East Catholic team, and they focus on him a lot. And the other teammates, Jabari Hendricks and Lawrence Hall, are proving that that's such the case. You cannot just focus on one player for East Catholic.
Lawrence Hall will pick up the personal foul as Dykstra heads toward the hoop, and it'll be a 2-shot foul, say the officials.
Again, the defense a little bit late in reaction for East Catholic. Tri-Unity doing a good job exploiting the open seams to the zone defense that East Catholic is running on a mark, and Rob Dykstra going to the free throw line 59% for the season.
Good look at Dykstra, who had 8 points and 7 boards. A very good first half.
Well, he averages 8 points and 5 rebounds, had a season high of 14 points, the regional semifinals. He's kind of the inside emotional leader. When Kyle Moss really doesn't have his game going, Rob Dykstra kind of picks it up and takes some of that pressure off of Kyle Moss.
3-point lead for the defending state champs.
Triple team down inside on Jabari Hendricks.
Another block shot, half a dozen blocks now for Wyoming Tri-Unity, but Mitchell grabbed the loose ball and scoops it in. 16 now for Andrew Mitchell. There's a steal by Jerome Washington.
That time, Jabari Hendricks, as big as he is, showed a little bit of quickness, got up off his feet into the air, got a hand on the ball, turnover to Tri-Unity.
East Catholic looking for the lead. They've got it. Raphael Ball hits the jumper, 34-33. First lead of the ball game for East Catholic, and Tri-Unity Christian needs a timeout right now. Mark Keeler calls the timeout from the bench for the defenders. 2-point Detroit East Catholic lead. Right now, time for another United Dairy Industry of Michigan final flashback.
It's time for a look back in Michigan high school sports history with the Front Row Flashback. It's 1972. The Panthers of River Rouge trailed the Tigers of Muskegon Heights by 7 points with 46 seconds to go. But the Panthers put on a basketball clinic in the closing minute by scoring an amazing 8 unanswered points to win the game. And the River Rouge Panthers are the 1972 Class B basketball champions.
Back at the Breslin Class D state championship game, East Catholic has taken the lead.
A 12-3 run here in the third quarter. That's Kyle Moss's 4th block shot, but there's Andrew Mitchell. Got the ball, got it inside, and they scored off of it. And here's the versatility of East Catholic. You focus on one player like Andrew Mitchell, other players come up and hurt you. Raphael Ball with a nice jump shot. The defensive Tri-Unity, too much consciousness down low, Mark. They let him shoot the outside jumper.
Well, both Marshall Thomas and you have talked about the balance on the floor, and Tri-Unity Christian had it in the first half. It's East Catholic here early second half in that 12-3 run, showing a lot of balance themselves.
Well, credit Dave Souls. He hasn't been a coach there for 25 years for nothing. He brought in the idea of Raphael Ball handling the ball, not Andrew Mitchell. That allows Andrew Mitchell to focus a little bit more offensively and not have the pressure of handling it.
On the drive, Bryan Foltice got himself to the hoop but lost the basketball off his feet out of bounds. And East Catholic with the 2-point lead, and you want to see him work on the tempo. Start watching now. They got the lead. 4:45 still to play, third quarter. 35-33 East Catholic.
See the offensive philosophy change. Raphael Ball handling the ball up court. That allows Andrew Mitchell to focus a little bit more offensively.
Pull-up jumper going to be off the mark, and the rebound belongs to Tri-Unity Christian. Not as patient as I thought they would be on that possession.
Again, the inside game for Tri-Unity has not been a factor. They really like to go inside to Kyle Moss. But you saw there, Mark, he's forced to take the outside shot. The defense of East Catholic is just simply not allowing Tri-Unity penetration.
Mitchell on the drive is hammered. Your choice of Tri-Unity Christian players. I think Matt Dykstra will pick up the personal here.
Great first step. Andrew Mitchell saw the defender out of position. Smart, took it strong to the basket. Knows he has a lead. Look at his eye concentration. Totally focused on the basket, not worrying about the foul. That's the difference between a quality player like Andrew Mitchell. Mitchell, 69% free throw shooter for the year, averaging 20 points, had 26 points, 7 rebounds in the semifinal win Thursday night over Detour.
Doesn't get either of them.
I think Jabari Hendricks picked up a foolish foul, Mark. That's totally unnecessary, trying to establish that position, and that might be his third personal foul.
13 foul.
It's only a second. You see Jabari down low. He just physically used his strength and threw Kyle Moss to the floor. Foolish foul, unnecessary for Jabari Hendricks.
Second personal on Hendricks and down low.
And now that's his third foul.
There's number 3, you're right.
How foolish does that second foul become now? Jabari Hendricks is a player that East Catholic cannot afford to lose inside. Talked about the inside game. Kyle Moss getting it inside, presence of mind, trying to create the opportunity. Jabari Hendricks, third personal foul. East Catholic has got to come in with someone else, and they bring another big guy in, Mark Harkins.
Inside, Kyle Moss ties things up at 35.
But Mark Harkins is not Jabari Hendricks. He will not be able to match up inside with Kyle Moss as well as Jabari did.
Yeah, about 2 inches shorter. Hendricks goes 6'3", Harkins 6'1". We're all tied at 35. Mitchell the tray.
3 for 40, Andrew Mitchell.
19 now for Andrew Mitchell.
Andrew Mitchell is going to force the defense to get a hand in his face, and once that happens, it'll open up the driving lane for him.
Answering with the 3 is Foltice.
The sophomore answers the senior. Bryan Foltice, quiet here in the third quarter, but a big three-pointer to tie the game.
This guy's not a sophomore on the floor. Started as a freshman last year for a state championship team. And what a career Bryan Foltice having at Tri-Unity Christian. Ball's out of bounds and will stay with East Catholic.
Here you see Dave Souls, 25th year at East Catholic, 460 wins, 7 state titles for Dave Souls at East Catholic.
See
the last one coming in 1990.
Off the glass, shot doesn't go for Raphael Ball. And Tri-Unity Christian comes away.
That's a third defensive rebound from Matt Dykstra, number 12. Has not gotten his offensive game going, but defensively has done a good job for Tri-Unity.
Moss getting some opportunities inside now with Jabari Hendricks sitting on the bench.
Excellent point, Mark. East Catholic without Jabari just simply cannot match up inside when Tri-Unity throws Rob Dykstra and Kyle Moss at you. Kyle did a good job coming back with it. You see just tipping it around, Rob Dykstra going up fighting for the ball. Moss, presence of mind, attacked the basket. East Catholic with the foul.
Jerome Washington picks up the personal. He's gotten 2 now. 2.5 to play third quarter. 39-38. Tri-Unity Christian has retaken the lead. 1 of 2 free throws, and boy, good hustle on both sides. Ball for East Catholic and Maz for Tri-Unity Christian, and Christian ends up with a basketball.
You see how high the defense is for East Catholic. Tri-Unity wants to try to exploit that and attack inside if they can. There's another foul. East Catholic, Mark Harkins. The team quickness offensively, Mark, for Tri-Unity, really exploiting itself here with Jabari Hendricks on the bench. You mentioned the hustle. There's Kyle Moss, the lone starting senior, going down on the floor. Jason Nelson outside did not take the jumper, instead looked for it. Tri-Unity philosophy, getting it inside to try to attack the middle more here in this third quarter.
Moss has 7 now on the ball game. averages about 18 a game. East Catholic's done a great job on him again with Jabari Hendricks, who's now on the bench. Out of bounds, give the basketball to East Catholic. 2-point lead for the defending state champs from Tri-Unity Christian.
Well, Rob Dykstra might have traveled with the ball, but again, it shows the offensive rebounding presence for Tri-Unity without the defensive presence of Jabari Hendricks for East Catholic.
Out comes Andrew Mitchell for the ball on the wing. Another three. Going to be short, and it's Maz who's there for the board. Triple try Tri-Unity's way, and Mitchell clears the glass for East Catholic.
That was a great look for Tri-Unity, but Jason Nelson not able to knock it down. Oh, great
I'll tell you what. We got a little rugby scrum going here, and finally called for the travel is Lawrence Hall as he jumps on the ball and rolls over with it and gets the travel.
Defensively, the rebounding for Tri-Unity, Kyle Moss lost control of the ball, but just look at the intensity. You don't think state championships mean anything to these young fellas. Everybody on the floor, a coach's dream. Travel turnover violation on East Catholic.
You are right. We had 6 players on the floor at one time. 6 out of the 10 players were close enough to find their way to the hardwood. 40-38 Tri-Unity with the basketball. Right into Moss.
Good defensive presence by Mark Harkins. That time shut down the baseline and forced Kyle to get the ball outside.
Harkins is not nearly as physical as Jabari Hendricks. Nice pass by Dykstra to John Middle.
John Middle and John Agema both just came in off the bench. Agema missed that outside jump shot, but Matt Dykstra rebounding again. Got the ball inside of John Middle. Nobody shut him down. Middle 2 for 2 from the field.
Clock shows you time remaining in our third quarter. 4-point Tri-Unity Christian lead. And they'll have a chance to hold for last shot of quarter number 3 if they choose to. Mark Keeler is up, holds his hands up, says play number 4.
Well, Tri-Unity, Mark, has not changed their defensive philosophy. They're going to shut down the middle and force East Catholic to shoot outside. East Catholic only 40% shooting from the season. That strategy has worked well here at the end of the third quarter. More importantly, Tri-Unity has come up with a big defensive rebounds. Big offensive rebound.
Mitchell will get it away. Counts if it goes, but it's wide of the mark. And after East Catholic grabbed their first and only lead of the game, Tri-Unity battles back. And at the end of 3, they have a 6-point lead.
Bryan Foltice with a shot at the end, but look at John Agema. Great presence of mind. The senior, the only second senior, started at the beginning of the year, comes in off the bench. Nice putback for the young man.
You're watching the MHSAA on Pass.
One more quarter to go in the Class D championship. Rick Berkey along with Marshall Thomas. And Marcia, you know, the score, the differential is 6 now with 7.5, indicating it kind of stayed at even keel, but it really didn't stay at even keel in that quarter, did it?
Well, this was differences of 2 spurts. At the beginning of the third quarter, East Catholic came on from 7 points down and took the lead. Towards the end of this quarter, then that's when Tri-Unity came back.
And right at the very end, a very important putback by John Agema of Tri-Unity.
This was just a very, very good example of not going to be denied. This has been the way this game has been with both teams. If one team got down over another one, they've just shown extreme willpower.
Now, psychologically, as a coach, Marshall, the difference between a 6-point lead and a 4-point lead, you can say, yeah, it's only 2 points, but it looks a lot bigger on the scoreboard, 6 from 4.
Exactly. You know, with the way that these threes have been flying and falling in this particular ball game, that can make a big difference.
Well, we've still got 8 exciting minutes to play, so let's send it back down to Mark and John for the final quarter in Class D this year.
All right, thank you, Rick Berkey and Marshall Thomas. And Tri-Unity Christian, after seeing the lead disappear for the first time in this ball game, went to the bench.
Well, John Ajema and John Middle, bench players, the last 2 buckets in the third quarter. Not enough can be said about John Ajema, Mark. We've said it several times, but the senior was a starter at the beginning of the year, sat down in favor of a sophomore, Jason Nelson. But here in the state championship, the biggest game of his life, he's come on very strong and demonstrated senior leadership when it's needed the most.
Ajema has 5, Middle has 4. 6-point lead for Tri-Unity Christian. They throw it away, and East Catholic has it back. We are on a 6-0 run for Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian. There are your triple tries. They have been flying, haven't they? 32 triple tries in this ball game with a quarter yet to play. Back in the ball game, you see is Jabari Hendricks, and East Catholic tries to go right to him, and he's sandwiched and hammered.
That's not a bad foul. It's only the second team foul for Tri-Unity. Can afford to be a little bit more physical inside. The interesting thing about those 3-point attempts, Mark, is that out of the 7 of them, Matt Dykstra and Jason Nelson do not have a single one for Tri-Unity. That's
Jabari
very
Hendricks,
unusual.
offensive board, can't get it to go, and the rebound Tri-Unity Christian.
John Ajema, the senior, a big defensive rebound. Offensively, East Catholic has done a good job on the offensive boards. That's their 12th offensive rebound, Mark, but they haven't been able to convert points off of those rebounds.
Yeah, still only 4 points, 6 points, I guess, maybe, off the second chance. There's that run we mentioned, Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian.
Tri-Unity will spread the floor out, looking for the cutters, trying to get the open shot inside. This is exactly what Rob Dykstra does. The defense doesn't come out on him. He took the nice 4-foot jump shot. Tri-Unity demonstrating a little bit of patience there to get the open shot.
11 points for Rob Dykstra to go with 8 rebounds, having himself a nice final. Mitchell gets the foul. Will they count the shot?
Yes, they do. Andrew Mitchell, the senior, now handling the ball coming up court. You just see him looking patience. Knows he's got the big first step. Jason Nelson a little bit late on defense.
Foul was on Nelson, his first. Another look at Andrew Mitchell.
He has led this team every game scoring except for one in this playoff run, Mark. Here's a great hand, a round of applause for this John Middle and John Ajema coming out of the game. Did a great job off the bench for Tri-Unity. Right at his season average at 21 points a game.
Now has 22, and the lead is 5 for Tri-Unity Christian. Pass along a well done to our officials tonight. Mike Knabush from Monroe, Jim David of St. Clair Shores, Terry Wakely from Grayling, and they've had a great ball.
And there's Matt Dykstra's first field goal of the game, Mark. He's averaging over 10 points a game, but that was his first field goal of the game, and that's a good sign for Tri-Unity to get him active into the game.
Mitchell goes on the wing to the triple try from Hall, off the mark, but an offensive board again for East Catholic. And we got a foul as driving toward the hoop. Doug Rhodes takes one on the arm.
That's the 4th team foul for Tri-Unity, so it depends on whether they're saying he passed the ball or whether he was going up for a shot. Replay will show he's looking to pass it. Matt Dykstra reaching in. Great angle on the camera. That's 3rd personal foul for Matt Dykstra.
East Catholic will inbound under their own hoop, trailing by 7 to the big guy. Boy, and they triple team him again as he gets the ball. 3 is hard off the iron, and I hope everybody's okay here.
That might be Jabari Hendricks' 4th personal foul.
Came flying, and I think Jabari Hendricks says, hey, I was pushed. I'm not going to the floor like that unless somebody pushes me.
Long rebound, which often happens on a shot from the outside, but no, I don't think Hendricks was pushed. And Bryan Foltice, boy, he's fortunate he didn't get his leg crushed underneath that. some kind of injury.
Yeah, it looked like Hendricks and one of the Tri-Unity Christian players were kind of muscling for position and lost his balance and fell backward.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to outmuscle Jabari Hendricks. That was a 7th team foul for East Catholic. That puts Tri-Unity Christian at the free throw line, shooting 71% for the season.
And Jabari Hendricks has to take a seat with his 4th personal foul. Back in is Mark Harkins.
Well, if there's one player that you want shooting for you for Tri-Unity's Mark Keeler, it's Bryan Foltice. Set a school record 93% from the free throw line this year.
(50-41), 9 points, the Tri-Unity Christian lead, their largest lead of the game with 5:45 to play. Mitchell on the drive. Boy, an acrobatic scoop. The follow doesn't go. It's out of bounds. East Catholic.
But you see what happens for Andrew Mitchell. He's hit the outside jump shot, so the defense comes out, plays in tight high, and he has the great presence of mind now to take the ball inside. That time it didn't go out, but East Catholic will be able to inbound it. You see him a little bit out of control. Kyle Moss coming over defensively did a great job forcing him to alter the shot.
Yeah, I was going to say there's 6-7 blocks for Tri-Unity Christian so far, and they are forcing people to alter their shot a little bit.
Mark Harkins just scored for East Catholic during that replay. But Jabari Hendricks setting the bench again. Very important for East Catholic.
Triple try, not going to fall. They fight for the board. And out of bounds, say the officials.
Whenever Jabari Hendricks has sat the bench, what ends up happening, Tri-Unity's size and quickness inside gives them a big advantage. That time on the offensive boards, that's what happened.
Second time in our ball game, the officials have conferred and changed the call, and they say it's not East Catholic ball, it belongs to Tri-Unity Christian. That's what the cheer in the background was.
Well, maybe it's understandable the officials kind of confusing the colors here, since green and white are the colors of Michigan State University. But again, they did the right thing by correcting the call.
Inside to Moss. Boy, triple teamed in there. Held ball, say the officials. The arrow pointing East Catholic's way.
Kyle's been frustrated a little bit this whole game. He's done a good job defensively. That time offensively, 3 players collapse on him. He should have done a better job kicking the ball outside. Andrew Mitchell coming down, ties him up. East Catholic ball.
Down by 7, the Chargers need to make a little run. Nice pass by Mitchell down low. Gets it to Raphael Ball for the 2.
Such a versatile player. He drew the defense to him. Raphael Hall inside, making sure he got the easy layup.
Now they're going to count the bucket. Bryan Foltice, the big arcing jumper, and he's hammered.
Coach Mark Keeler says Bryan Foltice is the man. There's no question about it. We get him the ball when we need to, and he's in the driver's seat for Tri-Unity. Now you see the defense drew 3 players to him, and inside there's Raphael Ball. Nice layup, but credit Andrew Mitchell getting the good assist on that.
Foltice misses a free throw.
Well, he's going to hear about that when he gets home for sure.
Raphael Ball brings it up for Detroit East Catholic. 52-45 midway through the 4th quarter. Class D state championship on the line. Mark Crawford and John Spooner, glad you're with us from the Breslin Center in East Lansing. Great day of high school hoops here on Pass. Mitchell, off-balance leaner, doesn't fall, and the rebound belonged momentarily to Tri-Unity Christian. Mitchell comes up with a loose ball. Boy, it goes right in among the trees and banks it in.
When there's disarray on the court like there was defensively for Tri-Unity, a smart player will attack the basket. That's what Andrew Mitchell did. He attacked the basket and got the good layup.
24 points for Mitchell. 5-point lead for Tri-Unity. Oh, to the hoop goes Moss, and he's hammered.
Well, he's hammered, smothered, pancake, whatever you want to call it. That was a statement by Mark Harkins. You are not going to get the easy layup.
Well, Mark Harkins did not intend to get him across the head here, but he did intend to make sure those arms didn't go anywhere near the hoop. You see him go up, and I think he's after the arms.
There's no question he's going after the ball, but good, strong foul. And, you don't want to give up the 3-point play at that time, and not unsportsmanlike by Mark Harkins at all. Just a strong foul. Moss gets back up. shooting the free throw, 63% for the season from the free throw line.
3:44 to play. How long can East Catholic keep Jabari Hendricks on the bench?
Oh, I think he's got to come into the game. Next dead ball, I'd have Jabari Hendricks in the game.
7-point lead. Tri-Unity Christian looking for back-to-back state championships.
Offensive strategy changes again. Raphael Ball with trying to penetrate, getting it outside, looking for Andrew Mitchell.
Looks like Lawrence Hall is setting up on the wings looking for a triple opportunity as well. He was camped out on that last penetration, hoping for the kick out.
Well, they've not hit a three-point shot here in the second half, I don't think. And now's a great time for Andrew Mitchell to come up with one. There it is. You know, when the defense sags off of him, he's just going to take that outside shot. But if you come out and pressure him, he'll drive it in the middle.
Pull-up jumper not going to go. East Catholic has the board, and we've got a foul on Rob Dykstra. 2:58 to play. East Catholic back within 4. The Chargers are hanging around.
Not a good shot by Jason Nelson, perhaps showing a little bit of his inexperience. You see Matt Dykstra playing way off of him. They should have learned by now. Andrew Mitchell, I think that's his 5th three-pointer for the game. He'll take it. And Matt's saying, well, every time I come out on him, he drives the middle and takes me that way.
Back in the ballgame, Jabari Hendricks, the 6'3 senior for East Catholic, as they try and make a run in the final 2:50. Another triple try. Count it! 1-point game.
You know, last year, Mark, in the finals, Tri-Unity set a team three-point record with 10, and East Catholic is threatening that right now.
The triple team by East Catholic of Bryan Foltice near the midcourt stripe, and will shoot at the Tri-Unity Christian end. 2.5 to play, 54-53.
Again, Matt Dykstra playing off of Andrew Mitchell. Mitchell just says, I'm going to knock down the three. If you don't play me on defense, I'm going to hit the three-pointer. And for a team that does not like shooting the three-point play, East Catholic has come up big from that range. That was their 9th three-pointer for the game. Last year, Tri-Unity set the state final team record at 10.
Tri-Unity at 7 triples themselves in this ball game, so we've seen 16 trays. Foltice missed first.
The state final team record for both teams, Mark, is 19, also set last year in the Class D state final.
Well, we may see that fall here. 55-53. Tri-Unity Christian by a deuce, but East Catholic has the basketball.
Now you can bet Matt Dykstra, you see him playing a little bit tighter on defense. Not going to let Andrew Mitchell shoot that NBA three-pointer. Jabari Hendricks comes out high to try to set the screen.
Oh, he's fouled, and it'll count. Andrew Mitchell to the hoop. And we are tied at 55.
Jabari Hendricks comes out with a big screen way out high, frustrating the defense just a little bit. You see Andrew Mitchell going strong to the basket. Matt Dykstra from behind, beat again.
And Andrew Mitchell can step to the line and give Detroit East Catholic the lead.
Andrew Mitchell shooting 69% from the free throw line for the season.
East Catholic up 1. Tri-Unity's Foltice over the timeline. Beats the pressure and they'll set it up. Have only been behind twice in this ball game. And credit East Catholic, what a great game they've played. Hanging around, falling behind by 6 and 7. Staying with them. Big arcing triple by Foltice.
Inside, outside. Kyle Moss drew the defense inside, had the presence of mind to kick it out to Foltice. No thought in his mind, Foltice knocks down the three.
23 points for Foltice. 2-point lead for Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian with 90 seconds to play. We ought to say in regulation. We're even. Lawrence Hall with a little baseline runner, and we're tied at 58. Foltice tries to answer, can't get it, and Jabari Hendricks hauls down the board. That thing was everything but through the net.
Well, he had a 3-on-2 fast break. He did the right thing, pulled up at the free throw line. It just didn't drop for him.
Timeout on on the floor, tied at 58. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass.
Their second, reminder, ladies and gentlemen, that all seats are...
We're tied at 58 after the little baseline runner by Lawrence Hall.
You see Jason Nelson on the defense a little bit late getting down the baseline. Tri-Unity has great help side. Kyle Moss coming across, but Hall got the ball up in time just before Moss got there. Tied at 58 all.
1 minute, 11 seconds to play. Class D state championship game. Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian and Detroit East Catholic have put on a show for us today.
Well, Mark, we talked about how last year for Tri-Unity, they breezed through the finals, averaging 18 points a game versus their opponents, but this year they have had to find tough ways to win. They've been behind at halftime in 4 of 7 tournament games. They've struggled. They had a coast-to-coast shot in the quarterfinals against Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard. But East Catholic also has had to find tough ways to win.
East Catholic with the basketball and a tie score. Mitchell. I think they may well be in a delay if Wyoming Tri-Unity lets them. They may be content to try and run off the final minute here and get the last shot. No, not going to happen. To the hoop goes Hall.
Well, everybody was real conscious of Andrew Mitchell. Problem is, Andrew Mitchell was 40 feet from the basket, and everybody forgot about Hall on the baseline.
Most coaches will call that a 90 offense. You take a shot if it's a 90% shot. Fade away, Wyoming Tri-Unity doesn't go. Fight for the board, belongs to Dykstra. Steps on the end line. East Catholic has the ball.
Well, Rob Dykstra got the offensive rebound, fought for the position, but the official right there on the call. Dykstra on the line.
Timeout, the Chargers of the Detroit East Catholic. They lead 60-58 and have the basketball. Watch some of the best wrestlers around battle for championship gold as the United Dairy Industry of Michigan presents the 1997 MHSAA Lower Peninsula Individual Wrestling Finals here on Pass Sports. Highlights of the Division I and II finals will be shown next Saturday, followed by the Division III and IV finals on April the 5th. It's all part of a March Magic package, and it's all here exclusively on Pass Sports. Mark Crawford, John Spooner, glad to be with you. Inside a half minute to play in this Class D state title game. East Catholic 60, Tri-Unity Christian 58. About 25 minutes after this one ends, it'll be the Class C state championship game. We'll make way for Tim Stout and Greg Kelser on the call of that one.
Mark, if I'm Coach Mark Keeler, I'm thinking about who do I want to foul, and the people on the floor that I want to start thinking about fouling is not Andrew Mitchell, but Jabari Hendricks, 54%. Mark Harkins, 33%. Raphael Ball, however, 77% free throw shooter. So it's important to identify the players you want to foul. With 29 seconds to go, there still is time to play good defense, but if not, who do you want to foul? You might want to think about fouling Jabari Hendricks, putting him on the free throw line for the one-on-one.
This telecast is a copyrighted production of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Pass Sports. No reproduction of the pictures or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and Pass Sports. East Catholic basketball, full court man pressure for Tri-Unity. And Rob Dykstra standing near center court looking to make the double team. Andrew Mitchell gets the ball over the timeline, and they're going to foul Mitchell. Boy, he is knocked over in the corner. Hard foul, but good sportsmanship.
Good sportsmanship. The sophomore Bryan Foltice going over and helping up the senior, little senior respect. See him trying to reach for the ball, but just got his feet tangled up. Andrew Mitchell, the senior for East Catholic, he has been the team's leader this entire year. He's the go-to man. Dave Soul says he's the best player he's ever seen in 36 years at East Catholic, and today in the state finals, he's certainly proving why that's the truth.
Foltice picks up his third personal foul.
I'll tell you what, Jabari Hendricks got away with a big foul and no call. But Dykstra comes up with a big rebound.
And Tri-Unity Christian says timeout. They are down by 2 with 14.8 seconds left. 60-58.
That was only the 7th team foul, Mark. So that allowed East Catholic to go to the line one-on-one, and Jabari Hendricks got away with a big foul underneath. But a big rebound for Rob Dykstra.
Videotapes of the semifinal and final games of the 1997 MHSAA Boys Basketball Tournament are available for purchase through Advanced Video Service. Each game will be available in VHS format at a cost of $24, which includes all taxes and handling. When ordering, be sure to indicate the sport and class of the game desired. And order is directed to Advanced Video Service, 5547 Columbiaville Road in Columbiaville, Michigan, 48421. Checks should be made payable to Advanced Video Service, and please allow 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. Overtime, a very real possibility here. East Catholic by 2, but Tri-Unity Christian has the basketball.
Tri-Unity needs to make sure that they try to work the ball, get a good shot selection. They're down by 2. They don't need the three-pointer to win, but look for Bryan Foltice to have his hands on the ball, and then watch the offensive crashing of the boards by Rob Dykstra and Kyle Moss for the second chance opportunities. For East Catholic, they know that young man is going to get the ball. They want to try to deny him the ball and get it to someone else. Bryan Foltice mark for Tri-Unity had a game-winning three-point shot over Covenant Christian for the conference championship at the end of the season. This young man is not unused to having the ball when the game's on the line.
Here we go, Foltice.
Nice job, Jabari Hendricks coming out on him.
The runner doesn't go, but he's fouled. Oh, a 94% free throw shooter going to step to the line with 4.6 seconds left. He needs them both to tie this game up.
And Lawrence Hall is saying, I didn't touch him, I didn't touch him. Bryan Foltice said, doesn't matter, baby, 93% free throw shooter for the year.
He's missed a couple in this game. He's 5 of 7 in the game, and East Catholic's David Souls says, we'll see if we can't ice the sophomore. Call a timeout.
Tri-Unity has 2.
Well, these coaches are both cool customers, David Souls and Mark Keeler. You wouldn't know they're 5 seconds away from a state championship. Both of them look relaxed.
Well, Coach Mark Keeler has already got his state championship. Dave Souls, you just saw him there a minute ago, as he huddles up with his team. 7 state titles, 2 runner-ups, 17 regionals, 19 districts, 17 leagues. He has been in these type of games before, and he's mapping out the strategy that he needs the team to do.
Larry Cernick, who's here helping us out with statistics for the ball game, says last timeout just used by East Catholic. And so Dave Souls and his club have no more. They lead by 2, 60-58, with 4.6 ticks remaining.
Bryan Foltice, 93% free throw shooter for the year mark. He did miss, as you pointed out, his last free throw, but that certainly is not in his mind. The important thing now for Tri-Unity Christian is to make sure if the free throw is missed, that they don't get an over-the-back call, but that they try to foul right away. Jabari Hendricks is the player they want to foul, not Andrew Mitchell. If you're on the free throw line and you miss the free throw, then go right away for the foul as soon as possible. That's Kyle Moss, who's going to be lining up next to Jabari Hendricks. He has to be aware of that and try to foul Hendricks right away.
2 shots.
On the other hand, if Bryan Foltice makes both free throws, oh, he played around with that one. But you want to look for Tri-Unity Christian with 4.5 seconds to go. They don't want East Catholic to get the ball up court quickly, so they might try to do some pressure.
Tied at 60. And a stoppage only for substitution purposes, I think.
Well, they're going to bring John Middle in, a bigger player defensively. They're going to look for the long lob down court. I think this is a mistake. They are choosing not to guard the inbound passer, and I have always believed, Mark, you need to guard that. You can't get them the ball inside too quick.
Mitchell will get a shot off. It goes! Andrew Mitchell drills the triple as time expires, and East Catholic, your Class D state champion.
And that's the 10th team three-pointer, a new state final, or ties the state final record, ironically set by last year's state champion, Tri-Unity Christian.
You see our final score, the Chargers of Detroit East Catholic, your Class D state champs, as we get the day off to a great start, and they win it on a triple by Andrew Mitchell.
Andrew Mitchell, senior guard, averaging 20 points a game. That's the biggest three-pointer of his entire career. That was the 10th three-point shot for a team. And there was a missed defensive assignment. You saw Raphael Ball deliver it directly to Mitchell. Mitchell, no question about it, went up. Nobody defensively was there. Kyle Moss tried to come over with the defensive block. The biggest key was the inbound play, Mark. Nobody had defensively. Raphael Ball, he had a clean look coming in on the inbound, and he was able to get across to Andrew Mitchell. And there you see Dave Souls. Does he make it? No, you can't tell. No emotion. It's like,
all
okay,
right.
I figured that was going to happen. Let's go home.
Award ceremony. Let's go to Eric Ilferseth.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the presentation of the championship trophy and medals, let's acknowledge these two fine teams for their achievements this year and their play here today. This time we direct your attention to center court, where Tom Rashid, Director of Physical Education, Archdiocese of Detroit, a member of the Michigan High School Athletic Association Representative Council, will make the award presentations. First, let us honor the runner-up in Class D, the defenders of Tri-Unity Christian. First, we will present individual medals. Number 4, Rob Dykstra. Number 5, Mark DeLang. 11, Bryan Foltice. Number 12, Matt Dykstra. 22, Kyle Moss. 24, John Ajema. 25, Jeremy Troke. 31, Joe Lancer. 32, John Middle. 33, Eli Berkman. 34, Jason Nelson. 35, Paul Kupinski. 45, Hans Van Eck. 55, Brian Lader. And now accepting the runner-up trophy in Class D, Coach Mark Keeler. Congratulations to Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian on an outstanding season. And now, for the 1997 Michigan High School Athletic Association Class D champions, the Chargers of Detroit East Catholic. First, we will present individual medals. Number 10, Michael White. '20, Doug Rhodes. 22, Raphael Ball. 30, Lawrence Hall. 32, Mike Davis. 34, Brandon Norman. 40, Andrew Mitchell. 12, Ken Moultrie. 44, Jerome Washington. 52, Jabari Hendricks. And 42, Mark Harkins. And accepting the championship trophy, Coach Dave Soles. Congratulations to Detroit East Catholic, the 1997 Class D Boys Basketball Champions.
And finally, we get a smile from Dave Soles, and the Chargers are our first champions of the day on that dramatic and memorable three-point basket at the buzzer by Andrew Mitchell. Stay with us. We'll talk with some of the happy Chargers and more. We've got 3 games still to follow. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Back at the Breslin, you see Detroit East Catholic has won the Class D championship on Andrew Mitchell's dramatic last-second three-point basket. And you can add Andrew Mitchell's name to the long and growing list of heroes of March Magic here throughout the state of Michigan. And Tri-Unity Christian, the defending champions, Coach Mark Keeler's defenders played a terrific ball game, and we saw some excellent three-point shooting. We'll get to Marshall Thomas a little bit later on and get his views on that. But those who were here at the Breslin, those of you watching across the state on pass today, will remember Andrew Mitchell's buzzer beater for a long, long time. We've still got 3 games to follow. In fact, we're going to immediately bring you in just a little while the Class C championship between the Spartans of Redford Bishop Borges and the Mustangs of Three Oaks River Valley. Then a little bit later on at 4 o'clock this afternoon, we'll bring you the Class A title tilt between the Huskies of Detroit Redford High and the Grand Rapids Ottawa Hills Indians. We're looking forward to that Class A matchup. And then at 7:30 tonight, we'll conclude everything with the Class B championship affair, which brings again together Birmingham Detroit Country Day and the Wildcats of Albion High School. So we still have 3 more champions to be crowned, and we look forward to that as well. You know, of course, all these teams are exceptional to be here today, and I thought you might want to know that the combined record of the 8 teams here today, 176 wins and 39 losses. Now that's no surprise, you say, of course, with the type of teams that would be here, but you might be a little surprised to find out that they haven't all been dominant teams. In fact, 3 of the 8 teams who are here today have lost 7 or more games this season. That also might speak for the competition they played during the year, as some teams schedule tough teams in their regular season, and that's a chance to improve their play for the tournament, and it apparently is paid off. Right now, though, we're going to go down courtside once again as Mark Crawford and John Spooner have some of the happy Chargers who have just won a state crown.
All right, thank you, Rick Berkey, and welcome courtside again. We're here with Dave Soles and a few of the Chargers after your 8th state championship at East Catholic. This one's got to be a little special.
Yeah, it is. It's special because of the way we won. This is a special team. You hit it at the buzzer. That makes it special. And the guy that hit it at the buzzer is the guy that's been doing it for us all year long. Pure gold. Andrew Mitchell.
We were talking in the pregame. You'd mentioned to John Spooner on the phone this week, you really don't like the triples. You don't like the triples. Don't keep the stats, and you hit a state record number of triples and win it with a tray.
Well, I'm not going to give it back, but I got to confess that it just seems like you reward somebody for standing 40 feet from the basket and throwing it up, but I'll take it.
We had a camera ISO'd on you for that last shot, and I tell you what, if we hadn't known that the ball had gone in, you'd never be able to tell. Not even a smile on your face.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't believe it for a minute or two as to whether it's going to go. You know, I keep looking for that official to wave it off on me, but they didn't, so we'll take it.
Well, congratulations. John?
Andrew Mitchell and Jabari Hendricks. Andrew, your brother Andre, assistant coach, the last time you won the state championship in 1990, he's been on your case all year long that you guys need to win one.
Most definitely. Bring it up every day in practice. I got to hear it. We've been together for a long time, and he's been telling us since I've been a freshman. I got the last state championship, but I think I got this one better than him this year. I think I got it.
You knew that Tri-Unity Christian was going to focus on you defensively and shut down the middle. Did you ever anticipate you'd set a state final tie a record with 7 3-pointers?
No. I just came out. They wasn't letting me go to the basket as much. They collapsed down on me pretty well. My threes started falling in the second half, so that's what I stuck with.
Jabari, a little bit of concern over foul problems. Were you struggling at all with that, sitting on the bench? Only got to play 25 minutes, yet you came in and got some big rebounds at the end.
Yeah, I just, had a lot of problems trying to go to the basket and trying to get the ball down low. So every time I get the ball down low, I just kick it out to Andrew because I knew he was hot. So I just, get position and try to box out and get the offensive rebound.
Well, congratulations to both of you, the first state title for East Catholic since 1990.
That's the last time my brother won it.
Gentlemen, go join the celebration and congratulations. Back up to you, Rick.
Thank you, Mark and John, and we've got a lot more to come in between games. The Class E teams are out warming up right now. In fact, in between games, we're going to have a feature on the new Sports Nutrition Award, and sponsored by the United Dairy Industry. We'll talk about that. In fact, we'll speak with a member from the United Dairy Industry. So stay right here, because one of your network sponsors is, who else? The United Dairy Industry of Michigan.
The MHSAA On Pass is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, promoting healthy eating habits through the Sports Nutrition Award program.
You see Detroit East Catholic in a memorable finish, winning the Class D crown over Tri-Unity Christian by 3 points. Back upstairs with our guest analyst, Marshall Thomas. And Marshall, we don't get too many games like this. I mean, you talked about the spurts, the ebbs and the flows. Each team not only had their moment, each team had about 4 or 5 of them, and in the end, it was just that last-second shot that we're all going to remember for a long time by Andrew Mitchell.
We will remember that. When it took a record-setting effort in order for Tri-City to be defeated, that last 3 that Andrew hit, that set the final game record of 8 threes in an individual game. So that was a great individual performance by a great ball player.
And it's interesting, you look at those last 2 possessions, Bryan Foltice going to the line, making those clutch free throws for Tri-Unity, and then Andrew hits the game winner. Both teams knew, absolutely knew without a doubt, who was going to get the ball. And yet the great players, even though the other team knows what's coming, they can't stop it.
Showed an example of how well prepared both teams were. It could have very easily been that even when East Catholic had the last possession, that the ball would not have gone to Andrew. But coming into here, you can see the great job that both coaches had done preparing their individual teams.
Well, again, anything surprise you? Well, now let's take a look at the numbers here. You see from the floor, both teams shooting close to 50%, and perhaps, if East Catholic had lost, that free throw percentage might have come back to harm them.
Very, very possible, but I think that both teams in this instance played the same way that it took to get them here. And I think that a lot of times that's a very, very good key. In this instance here, again, we reiterate this a lot of times, but there are no losers in this particular game. And especially tonight, the way that this game ended up, there was no kind of way that there was any loser.
If there is one stat, Marshall, perhaps it's the one we want to focus on. East Catholic, only 5 turnovers against a pretty good Tri-Unity defense.
And I think that was the style of play. I think in reference to the type of style of play that Tri-Unity could afford more turnovers simply because of their style of play also, though.
Well, the other games have a tough one to follow, Marsh, but hopefully we'll get a couple more good ones in.
If we could only be so lucky.
Hey, there's still more to come between games here in our Class DC doubleheader this afternoon from the Breslin Center, so we hope you'll stay with us. Your Class D champion is Detroit East Catholic, a 63-60 winner over Tri-Unity Christian. Now for Mark Crawford, John Spooner, Marshall Thomas, and our production crew from TCI Cablevision of Oakland County, I'm Rick Berkey. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass.